school classroom in a slum, written by Stephen Spender. Stephen Spender was an English poet, novelist, and essayist. In this very poem, he talks about the social injustice and class inequality. So, the basic theme of this poem concentrates on the social injustice, just injustice to the slum children, and they are totally neglected and uncared, and they are shown as rootless weeds, and they are malnutrition children. It highlights the role of educators and the more privileged class in the society to liberate the children. Here, Stephen Spender is hoping for a better future for the slum children. So, from the very first stanza, far, far from gusty waves, these children faces like rootless weeds. These children are very, very far away from all the facilities and everything, and these faces, the children of these faces are like rootless weeds. So students, pay attention. These uh, literary device here, they are comparing the children to the rootless weeds and comparing with the simile. So here, by using the word like, poetic device is used is simile. The hair toned round their pallor, the tall girl with her weighed down head. Now, the poet is talking about a tall girl whose head is very weighed down. She has a lot of pressure on her head. The paper seeming boy. Now he is talking about another boy, paper seeming boy. His eyes are like rat eyes. The stunted, unlucky hair of twisted bones recited a father's gnarled disease. Now that his the boy's bones are twisted, and he has inherited a disease from his father, नाल डिजीज़. नाल डिजीज़ स्टूडेंट्स इज़ गठिया रोग जिसे हम बोलते हैं, उसकी बात हो रही है. He inherited that disease from his father. His lesson from his desk. He is reading his lesson from his desk. Now the classroom is very dim, and he is trying to read something, his lesson. Uh, that tall girl, she was very sad, disinterested, and there is a mixture of everything in the classroom. And same with the boy. That boy has inherited the disease, and he is reciting the lesson. Now, at the back of the dim class, one unnoted, sweet and young. This boy is very sweet and young. His eyes live in a dream. He is dreaming of a better world, another dream of squirrel game. Now he is watching the squirrel game outside his classroom. In the tree room, other than other than the his regular classroom that's going on. So the second second stanza. On sour cream walls, here the poet is presenting the color of the walls, donations. Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized dome, riding all cities, belled, flowery, Tyrolese valley. Now he is talking about all the things that are inside the classroom. There is Shakespeare's portrait and other uh, things, and there is a picture of clear sky at dawn and beautiful valley that is showing on, and there is a dome. Here the poet is talking about the dome of an ancient city, of all the cities, and showing all the civilization here. So open-handed map. Also there is a world map that is most important, and that is put in the classroom. A world map awarding the children the progressive and developed world. The poet is saying that that world is showing a progressive world. But on the other hand, the world of these slum children are very dim and there is no progress at all. They are dull, they are limited to their world only, the world of slum only. They have no facility. But on the other hand, the poet is showing a contrast between all these images through Shakespeare's head, through the Tyrolese Valley, through the world map. Children, these windows not this map, their world where all their future painted with fog. So here is a irony that on the one hand, their poet is talking about, and the classroom is presented with all these things, but their world is very foggy. There is no clear future for them. All their future is dull and bleak. A narrow street the sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. So the future of these children are very, very far away from rivers, far away from seas, and what rivers and seas and capes, all these represent adventure, learning. But all these slum children are not getting anything from those things, and there is no future for them. They are totally cut off from everything. The lead sky, this lead sky, what this symbolizes dull life and the future of the children. Surely, surely Shakespeare is wicked. The map is a bad example. Why Shakespeare is very wicked? Because map is a bad example, because all of them are not understandable to the slum children. They don't know the meanings. They think that there is something, some cruel person whose portrait is in the class. All of these are temptations. They are not getting anything, with ships and suns and love tempting them to steal, and everything is tempting to them. The life, four lives that slyly turned in their cramped holes. Cramped hole here represents metaphor. Cramped hole is metaphor, and comparing the lives of the rat with these children. Uh, from fog to endless night, on their slang heap, these children wear skins paved through by bones and spectacles of steel, with mended glass like bottles, bits of stones, and all their time and space are foggy slum. Only their uh, future is very in the slum, and that belongs to foggy. All of these bodies, skins, these are unnutritioned, they are unhygienic, they are living in unhygienic conditions, and wear spectacles of steel with cracked glasses, lead a harsh life with a distorted vision of world, hold on to glimmer of hope and therewise harsh life. Everything is harsh life now. So bloat their maps with slum as big as doom. Now again, here poet is comparing their lives with like doom, as big as doom. Again simile is used in this last line of the third stanza. Their life is very foggy and dim. The poet repeatedly using the word fog to talk about the unclear, vague, and dull life of the slum children. Now, at the end of this poem, we have a hope, and poet Stephen Spender is hoping for a better future. He is appealing to governor, inspector, and visitor to pay visit and to uh, improve their conditions. Their life is totally confined in the slum only, and they are enclosed in the catacombs and cemeteries. Life can be better for them if there be good facilities provided. And now, unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut their lives like catacombs to the cemeteries, break, oh break, open till they break the town. That please break these walls, please break these lives, improve their lives, improve the life of the slum children. These children should be exposed to the green fields, to the golden sands. They should roam around, they should see the world outside. They then they will rewrite their stories, their experiences, their bright life, their progressive life. So this is the hope. So these children are very their faces are rootless. He's talking about the typical life, and at the end of the poem he is hoping for a better future, and future that can change and transform their lives and help them to come out their slum area. And one should provide good facilities to these and there should be optimism, there should be power to them, there should be brightness and hope for these slum children. So this is what Stephen Spender is hoping to the readers. He is appealing to the readers to get some good education and to help them to become a part of the world. So this is the poem, and here are the various questions. Um, the questions are: what do you think is the color of the sour cream? What do you think the poet has used the expression to describe the classroom walls? So, by representing these classroom walls that are colorless and that is only sour, in these are only sour cream, they have no uh, color in their life. The walls and the classrooms are decorated with the pictures of Shakespeare, building with domes, world map, beautiful. How these are contrasting images. These things Shakespeare represent obviously good literature, but here that's no use for these children. Only these things are tempting, and the map is also a bad example, and there is no use for that map for them. The poet, what does the poet want the children of the slum? What he is hoping for a better future. He is appealing to everyone, to all writers, and to the readers, to governor, that there should be optimism, and their lives should be transformed. So this is the hope we uh, wants to deliver, and Stephen Spender is hoping. So this is the whole poem, and just go through the text, and just to remember one thing: the theme always uh, concentrates on the social injustice and class inequality. Thank you.